Hey, what's up? It's Comic95, the Savior, and for this video, I wanted to talk about things that I do with my Japanese friends. I've gotten not a ton, but I've had a couple of people email me asking me like, what do you actually do with your Japanese friends? I've seen countless comments, which has inspired me to make videos talking about how to make friends here in Japan. And I figured that I should also talk about what you do with these friends. So if you haven't already seen my videos on the topic of making friends in Japan, please check out my YouTube channel's homepage. I have a playlist in which there are multiple videos that you can watch there on how to make friends and the pros and cons of being friends with Japanese people. But I also want to say to keep in mind that your goal should be to have friends here, period, in general. Like, don't get so super focused on having specifically Japanese friends. By making friends with other foreigners, you will more than likely get to know their Japanese friends, and thus you guys become friends, friend of a friend type thing. You would generally do the exact same thing with your Japanese friends as you do with your foreign friends, with the exception you probably will be a little more respectful of the things that you say negatively about Japan if you're not a disrespectful person. So, off of that, I already wasted a minute of this video. Let's go ahead and get to it. Again, keep in mind, this is what I do with my Japanese female friends. This is me and my life. Different people do different things. And also keep in mind that as a foreigner, there's a possibility that there are some differences in what I do with my Japanese friends versus what Japanese girls would do together if they were not hanging out with a foreigner. So just want to throw that out there. This is in no particular order, might I also add. So yeah, number one, go and get boba tea. So yeah, I'm personally not a huge fan of it, but Asians love it. Japanese girls love it in particular. And yeah, normally when I hang out with my friends, I almost always want to go and get boba tea. They have like several different popular like boba tea places here, especially like at malls. They want to just grab them, sit, chat, normal girl talk about random things. So yeah, normally we'll go out and get boba tea. It's probably the most popular thing for me to do with my friends. It's what we possibly most commonly do. So maybe it does deserve the number one spot on my list. Number two, they also like to have desserts together. I said this before on my channel and it's so weird, but here in Japan, having sweets and desserts is seen as kind of gay, which is like, how is everything is gay. It's like, oh my god, like, how is liking things that taste good has anything to do with your sexuality? Like, I literally don't understand it. Not being politically correct, I'm just telling you how it goes and what's thought of it. So yeah, normally something that you would do with your female friends. Normally when I go out with my friends, they want to go like to Baskin Robbins or like get ice cream at some random place, or like we'll like get pastries at wherever. They'll just want same thing that you do when you get tea, except this time it's eating food. And normally because you're hanging out with girls, like we will pick out and we'll eat more food than you normally would, like if you're on a date with a Japanese guy. So it's definitely a more relaxed environment. And again, just gossip, girl talk about whatever. Japanese people normally, even girls, have really more like small talk. Like we don't have like super deep conversations like how I do in a YouTube video. Normally when you're hanging out with like your Japanese friends, like you literally just like, yeah, like, how's the weather? Like, oh my god, I went on a date with my boyfriend. Really? Like, what did he get you? Oh, he got me this handbag. Oh my god, so good. Oh, so cute. Kawaii. Oh my gosh. Like, it's just phony conversation like that. Anyway, moving on. Number three, go to a nightclub together. Now, I'm personally not a huge clubber, but I will say going to the club with Japanese girls is actually extremely fun. And I would actually argue that it's possibly more fun to go to the club with my Japanese female friends than versus going with my foreign friends. But I have to see, like, it's honestly been years since I've gone with another foreigner, so I don't know. I have to compare that again another time. But yeah, they like using you as their wing woman or whatever. And I can't even say wing woman, like, it's really weird. Like, I'm gonna be completely real. If I were in their position, I prefer to go, I'm gonna keep it real, y'all gonna bash me for this. I prefer to go out. If I'm gonna go out to a club, you want your posse to look less attractive than you, if your goal is to date, because obviously you're gonna be like the second fiddle. Like, people are going to choose you as the backup and not the one that they want. But for Japanese girls, it's like it's hard to explain. For some strangers, when they're friends with you, I'd even say strangers, they don't seem to have like that like jealousy type thing. Like, you deal with it when you're walking down the street, but like I feel like most girls, they like admire and are like they admire you and they're not, how can I say, jealous hearted, and they'll be like, oh my god, like you're so beautiful, you're so whatever. So it's like, yeah, it's like they like going with you for some reason. I don't know if it's because they like the fact that by hanging out with me, it'll naturally obviously draw more Japanese men or even foreign men. I get the attention from both. If I go to a nightclub, everybody's talking to me. So yeah, they like going out with me. For that reason, I assume, I have to ask y'all, like, what's your reason? What's your reason? But I will be, in total fairness, only 2 of my Japanese female friends know about my YouTube channel. But yeah. Basically, they like going to the club together with their friends. Obvious reasons. It's a place that you want to go. Other girls, nobody wants to go to a club by themselves. It's awkward. It's weird. So yeah, nightclubs are a thing to do with your female friends here. Number 4, going to bars together, especially gaijin bars, of course. This is where you do act as the wing woman for them, because generally speaking, if you go to a gaijin bar, it works technically in favor for both of you if you have a preference for a Japanese or otherwise Asian men. As a foreign woman, as long as you're not ugly, generally speaking, the Asian men there are going to be coming up to me, and the white guys are going to come up to my Japanese friend that's with me. So yeah, we go out to bars together, clubs together, go out for dessert. Sometimes even go to, like, they have little like dessert buffets here where you can like pay like $20-$30 and you can get like unlimited little pieces of cake. I'll be totally honest with you, it tastes like trash, but of course people will like talk about it on TikTok and be like, oh my god, it's so delicious, but it's not. I also want to add themed restaurants into that too, like for the cafe thing, because themed restaurants are normally cafes. So like Alice in Wonderland has one. They have, you know, random pop-ups or anime cafes like Inuyasha. The only permanent cafe I think that exists here is Square Enix, or Enix. I should know the name of it. I forgot. Square Enix, I think is what it's called. Final Fantasy, basically, franchise. They're the only ones that I think has a permanent cafe besides Gundam, which I think that one's now gone too, but who goes to that? Which is why they're closing. But, yeah. That's a lot of fun to do, being totally honest. And again, like, it's not always necessarily a gaijin bar. Like, to be honest, in my opinion, I feel 50-50. Like, one part of me likes going to gaijin bars, but I've definitely gone to gaijin bars where it'll be like really awkward because, like, okay, like nobody's talking to me. Like, I feel weird. I don't want to be here anymore. So for me, like, I prefer the ambience of going to a normal Japanese bar. But that's the other like weird thing. It's like, for some reason, if you go to Japanese bars, like, people don't really talk to each other there. It's like you get your drinks, and unless the person is like right next to you at the counter, you kind of don't talk to each other. It's like only if you are at a gaijin bar, it's okay to like move around and talk to strangers and chat them up. So actually making this video is making me want to go out with my friends to do that. So that's another story. Number 5, either we'll meet up in person, like at one of each other's houses, or we'll talk on the phone about, you know, typically Japanese versus American or whatever type stuff, Japan versus foreigner, whatever, because in their mind, foreigners are all grouped together in one little pot, but my friends know better. We know we make differences around it. But I will say, generally speaking, there are a lot of things that we can say are foreigner versus Asian, or in this case, foreigner versus Japanese. So yeah, I'm not nitpicky on those type of things. We normally have conversations about that. So like, they'll want to know, like, oh, like, have you had sex with a Japanese guy? Like, what was it like? Or what did your boyfriend buy you? Like, we'll compare gifts or compare dates, and, you know, just little crap like that. So not in a competitive, like, bitchy type way, but like just in a like gossip talk about it, like, oh man, like your boyfriend did this for you type thing. So it's like, yes, it's actually kind of fun. It's also kind of interesting, to be totally honest, to hear their stories and experiences and opinions, because a lot of stuff they talk about and do with their partners, like an American guy would never do that for me, but he's doing it for you because you're Japanese. And they're like, really? It's like, yeah, I'm being totally honest. I've never heard a black guy doing that before. Like, just totally like crazy stuff. And I know I'm stereotyping, but I'm keeping it real. There's a lot of like stories and crap you'll hear from them, from, you know, early proposals to being given money and expensive jewelry, and this coming from me. Y'all seen this stuff that my boyfriends have gotten me. I've talked about it before. My place, for example. But like, you get what I'm saying? Like, it's interesting conversation because I get to see the foreign male's perspective here dating through my female friends. And mind you, I don't have a ton of Japanese female friends, so just from the people that I hang out with, I'm talking about. But I've been in Japan for years, so obviously I've cycled through several different friends over the years, living in different cities, going to school, working jobs, living my day-to-day life, etc. Number 6, going to karaoke bars. Oh my gosh, I cannot tell you how many times. Can you sing A Whole New World? Oh my god, let's sing Taylor Swift. Let's sing whatever the most popular song is at this moment. Let's sing Baby, Justin Bieber. Let's sing Ed Sheeran. And by let's, they really mean me. They love having you sing. Oh my god, what's the name of that chick? Carly Rae Jepsen. Is that her? That was it Jessie something? I don't remember that. Her and who's it, Owl City, whatever, It's Always a Good Time, whatever. They always choose the exact same songs. It does not matter who you hang out with, whether it's, a group of friends that don't know each other, even like the boys that I date here. It's like everybody wants you to sing those generic, annoying ass, super popular, overrated Disney songs, super popular, overrated preteen, teenage breakup, whatever type songs. So yeah, they love going to karaoke. And of course, this is a time where you're gonna go get sloppy drunk too. So won't lie, it is a ton of fun to do when you're with female friends and you ain't gotta worry about finger effing you or what do they call it? Finger banging you, whatever you call it. Yeah, we ain't finna get into all that crap. Y'all get what I mean. They love going to karaoke. They love getting drunk when you're there. So yeah, it's a pretty popular thing for girls to do in groups. You'll see girls go together with groups of friends all the way from back in junior high and high school all the way up to adults. It's a really fun thing to do with your female friends. Number 7, go window shopping. Yes, it's actually really fun to do with Japanese girls. I will say one thing that I don't like doing with my Japanese female friends that they love to do is looking at luxury stores that you can't afford. I'm sorry, but like to me, like that is the ultimate sign of being broke. Like I don't go into stores that I can't afford. Like if there's stuff that I like legitimately will never be able to afford in my lifetime, I don't like walking in there because they know I can't afford that shit and they're just being phony with me and talking to me anywhere, or if they even do that. Like, for example, I purposely avoid, like, all of those, like, Louis Vuitton, whatever type craps. I bought myself one product from the Louis Vuitton store in the entirety of my life. One. I got one bag, and that bitch is broke, okay? It's time for a new one. You will not see me inside that store, because to me, you just look stupid going inside there. You can't afford anything in it. It costs your entire month's salary to buy one wallet, and for some of you all, you can't even afford that with your month's salary. So it's like, to me, it's like, I'll wait for you guys outside. So, like, they love going to, like, places like Isetan or whatever, like, the luxury mall is. Like, what's the name of the place? Takashima? Yeah, y'all know what I'm talking about. The one in Osaka area, in Kansai. So yeah, they like going to places like that, just window shopping, looking at random little knickknacks. Oh my god, this is so cute. Oh my god, I want to buy this, whatever type thing. So it's really the same thing that you do with your friends in the US. I don't feel like it's that different. I just feel like the difference between Japanese and American friends is the level of phoniness. Like, no offense to my Japanese friends, it's their culture, but we don't get into deep conversation. Like, it just stays shallow. It's just, this is cute, this is cool, I will agree to this, I want that, I want my boyfriend to buy me this. It's just conversation like that, and it's fun, don't get me wrong, but it's like you never really get to that like peeled under the skin type layer where it's like, oh my god, I really know you. Like, the deepest conversation we'll get is like they'll tell you like their heartbreak stories or whatever about guys that did them bogus, but even then, like, they spare you all of the details. It just gets to the point. In fact, they tell their stories almost more similar to how men do. So for some people, you might see this as a good thing. To me, I feel like it stops me from really getting to know you. But let's move on with this video. Number 8, we can do all of the things that we listed above, but wearing color coordinated outfits. They'll oftentimes like want to wear like matching outfits. So for example, like if both of you are into like gothic, whatever type of fashion, maybe both of you would go out and wear like, matching goth like fashion. If you're both into Lolita like stuff, you're both like planning like, hey girl, wear your Lolita dress, or hey, let's go out and buy Lolita dress. Let's wear these dresses together. Let's wear costumes together. I've actually done that before several times, and it's possibly my most fun thing to do here in Japan is wearing cosplay out in public just for the fun of it. Of course, people are going to take your picture, especially when being a foreign black woman. But it's fun, I won't lie. In this situation, I don't care. I've never seen my pictures online, but I know somebody has them. So yeah, that's something really fun to do with your Japanese friends. Of course, given that they're into this type of stuff, but even if they're not like cosplayers per se, I think it's pretty common for people in general, but at least I've done it with my friends several times, for them to like want to wear like matching outfits. So it doesn't necessarily have to be the exact same outfit, but like the same style. It's also kind of common for couples to do it too. Like, you'll see boyfriend and girlfriends like wearing color coordinated outfits, or wearing the exact same shoes or the exact same jacket, like crap like that. So I think it's really cool, cute, it's fun. And again, like you can do the same crap like window shopping and things like that, going to a cafe, getting dessert while wearing coordinated outfits. But I've literally just gone out with the purpose of just wearing a cosplay and like having no destination in mind, just to walk around, just to get in the train, just to have fun together. And yeah, it's honestly really fun, because to be totally honest, I would not feel comfortable or confident doing that by myself, but with a friend, definitely, it's really fun. Number 9, of course, you should have saw this one coming, study together. Yes, of course, they are aware that English is my native language, and more than likely, we spend most of our time speaking in English 99% of the time, so inevitably, they're going to want to study together with me. So I will say, in their defense, it's not always a matter of like us physically like having conversation, like sit down lessons, but sometimes like they'll literally just be like, hey, like, do you want to go to Starbucks, or do you want to go to IZAKAYA together and like just sit down and read books, and we do our own separate thing and just be at the bookstore together. So it's pretty fun. It's a nice relaxing type hangout to do together with your friends. Of course, inevitably you're going to want to talk, so you're probably not going to stay there for too long, but it is nice to do. And if you're truly friends with somebody, I don't see anything wrong with giving them a language exchange. Like, you get to learn Japanese from them, and in exchange, like, they learn, you know, English from you. So, you know, other way around. You learn Japanese from them. Yeah, they learn English from you. I said that right. So, for example, I actually did not know the phrase, chotto matte ne, and, you know, crap like that. I learned that from hanging out with a Japanese friend of mine years ago. So, yeah, little things like that. And then plus, like, of course, like, other pros to it is when hanging out with Japanese girls, instead of going on dates with Japanese guys, I get to learn how to talk more feminine instead of saying things that are more masculine. For example, things like ore wa and, you know, boku and crap. You can say boku too, but you know what I mean? Like, it just, you learn how to like do like little things like sound effects and your tone of voice. You learn to adjust these things to make sure that your voice is sounding feminine in Japanese, and that you're not imitating a more masculine Japanese voice when you are speaking in another language. So yeah, having like little like study dates, hangouts are also a thing that you would do with your Japanese friends here. And last but not least, number 10, of course, parties. Yes, they want you to go to parties with them. You'll go to a combination of both foreign parties, like not really language exchange, but cultural exchange type parties, as well as like regular parties. So like, I've been invited to go to birthday parties, I've been invited to go to a wedding here before. Like, you'll just have all type of like weird random stuff that your female friends will ask you to go to with them, because they don't want to be alone, or they want your company, or, you know, they just felt like, hey, like, you're my friend, I want you to be here with me. So yeah, I actually haven't been to a party since I've been back here in Tokyo yet, but it's probably gonna come eventually. So yeah, those are the 10 things that I normally do with my Japanese friends. Again, nothing really fancy, special, magical here. Pretty much the same stuff that I do with my friends back in the US. Most girls here do not play video games, so I mean, no different than in the US, but I feel like in America, video games has caught on more with girls. In Japan, not so much. I don't know a single Japanese female that plays video games. However, I did meet some Chinese girls through being in college that were gamers, but literally just a couple of them. Yeah, not a really big common popular thing, especially since, as I said before on my channel, being an otaku has a really, really negative, how can I explain it? A really negative image. Not a matter of liking games and anime itself, but the fact that a lot of people that do like these things tend to get really obsessive. I spoke about this on a live stream about Billy Hatcher. How, you know, people start kind of taking it a little too extreme and start becoming weird and withdrawn from life, and fat, nasty, sloppy type persons what you normally think of. So normally when Japanese people are so-called otakus or into that lifestyle, they look like they're an otaku. Like, they're not just somebody. We think of people looking like an otaku when they get weeb hairstyles like what I have or something like that. I mean, like, no. I'm talking about like, they look like they don't leave their house. They look like they don't have a social life. They are fat, they're obese, you know. We're not gonna get into that crap. Basically, you can tell they've withdrawn from life and they've given up on themselves. So that's not for me to judge. It's not what this video is about. Just want to give my own 2 little cents. But yeah, basically, you're not missing out on anything if you don't have Japanese friends. You do the exact same crap with them that you do with your foreign friends. The only difference is you now have people that are, you know, the same gender as you that can help you with personal issues, whether it be things like dating or, you know, setting up a bank account or going to immigration, etc. But then again, to be totally honest, I mean, you're still dealing with Japanese people. They don't talk as open and freely and honestly as we do in the US. So when you ask them like personal questions, whether it be about dating or life in general, like, they're not really quick to give you like rock solid, straightforward answers. They pretend to not know stuff. They pretend to be shocked by things that they should know. And yeah, to be honest, I feel like I've gotten better advice from myself and other foreign people about dating and working here than I have from actual Japanese girls. So this is just my own 2 cents, my own personal opinion. These are things that I like to do. You might do different things with your friends. So yeah, of course, age, religion, everything else like that all has factors into it. And of course, you know, whether you have children or not, your family on your own. So yeah, that is it for this video. Thank you so much for listening. Thank you for watching. If you are living here in Japan, or if you have lived here, please feel free to share what you do with your Japanese friends or what you have done with them. I'm down in the comments below. That's all for this video. As always, my social media links are in the description box of this video. If you haven't already, please like, leave a comment, and subscribe to my YouTube channel, and I hope you'll watch another video.